One Punch Man fans? This is Chris Boast, and I'm coming in with an episode recap and review of this week's episode, Immortal Bloodbath. And if you could tell by the tone of my voice, this is all regression. This is what I feared the most after watching the excellent episode 9, despite what a lot of people are saying. They have their own personal opinions about that. I thought it was pretty excellent. I think it's the best episode of the season, followed by episode 5, then episode 8. We have gone back to the bread and butter of JC Staff for One Punch Man season 3. Filters all over the place. These gaudy looking colors, these drab colors is probably a better word. Poor animation, poor music choices, and just poor overall direction. And I'll say, and you see right here that we start off with no opening theme, and I'm gonna get back to that here more in just a minute. We're opening up here with Zombie Man, and a lot of people were already concerned about this fight because they were saying that this was going to be there you go, you see right there, there's filters, but they said that this was going to be a censored fight, and they are not wrong. This fight is completely censored. Now, I'll give JC Staff and Bandai Namco Works the benefit of the doubt because they're trying to make One Punch Man a more shonen type franchise, which might be to its detriment. Hell, you go watch My Hero Academia. My Hero Academia has more violence associated with it than what One Punch Man, and visceral violence, if you don't mind me saying, because when we saw Shigaraki go in there and destroy an entire city and saw all the death and mayhem, the amputations of people's body parts. We saw the ninja that tried to save Bakugo's life. This Bakugo, by the way, was a 16, 17-year-old kid at the time he died and was brought back to life by his own power. Check out the final season of My Hero Academia, by the way. We saw Deku put his body on the line multiple times. That is one of the premier shonen. So I don't understand the logic here as to why they couldn't show any of the visceral violence of the Zombie Man versus Vampire fight, or even right there. It's obvious, as you can see right there, there's holes in his body, and you go further and you're going to see all kinds of just mayhem. Here's more of the, by the way, this makes a return. These sorry looking characters right here, but look at these neon filters, these color filters. Oh my God, I can't believe that you can't do this after you have put on a clinic with your episodes 8 and 9 back to back, and then go back to shit like this. This is just completely unacceptable, and it shows the lack of direction from JC Staff. And this is all entirely on JC Staff. If there's anything that puts to rest the argument that Bandai Namco somehow shortchanged JC Staff with a tight budget and a tight schedule, this episode should put that shit to rest. This is all on JC Staff. JC Staff made these decisions. These are decisions by the studio that they put on their own animators and their contractors, not Bandai Namco. The only thing I blame Bandai Namco for is that they approved One Punch Man Season 3 to be released. This right here is just complete and utter shit. Now, to go back, look, here's more of the nonsensical speed filters that's been employed here. This scene right here, Zombie Man and Vampire, they're both playing off one another. They're trying to get the upper hand at the start of the battle. Zombie Man shoots at the vampire. The vampire dodges, bites his neck, tries to drink his blood, but Zombie Man is dead, so he's got dead blood, so he gets all kinds of pissed off about that stuff. And already right there, you see the visceralness there. I don't want the excuse that they're trying to do this was censored because of the shonen. They want to make it more shonen-like is bullshit. Again, I gave you the example associated with My Hero Academia. We can keep on going. We can go in there and we can look at Naruto. Naruto did some gruesome things. Don't even get me started on how Jiraiya Sensei had a bad death at the hands of his student Pain. We can go all through that anime and see all the stuff that is just grotesque in Naruto. We can go over to Hunter x Hunter, see all the grotesque stuff that happened in that anime. Go over to any number of shonen and Black Clover, Bleach. It doesn't matter. One Piece. You can go all through these things and see the visceralness of some of these fights. This is just nonsensical. And right off the top right here is a lack of consistency. Look at the long hair right there. Look at it, the type of hairstyle it is right there. This is just nonsensical. All over the place with inconsistent art. It just boggles the mind. This entire fight should have been just one big bloody gory mess, but instead we get this lazy bullshit. This is just unacceptable. They don't even have a climax for the fight. The episode is called Immortal Bloodbath, so you would think that, now here's more of that stupid gaudy colored filter as I cut myself off. You would think an episode called Immortal Bloodbath, this entire episode would be dedicated to the fight between the vampire and zombie man. Nope. They take the lazy man's way out, and towards the end of this fight right here, here's more of that lazy artwork where you see him standing on the blade and you only see one leg right there. Let me go ahead and go to the forward on this fight right here. They don't finish the entire fight. You see right there, 30 minutes later. Why didn't you guys just make the entire anime this one fight between Zombie Man and Vampire? Why didn't you do that? You should have just done this entire fight, this entire episode as their fight. It's called Immortal Bloodbath. Where's the blood in this stuff? Where's the fight between these two? This fight ends. It's supposed to be a 24-minute episode. This fight only lasts 7 minutes. 7 minutes this fight lasts for an episode that's called Immortal Bloodbath. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. And then we get this scene right here where Zombie Man is he sits down on a ledge. He gets the call in from Child Emperor, so it lines up with the last scene of the last episode where Child Emperor makes a broadcast call to everyone to warn them about the monsters and to not do too much. And Zombie Man replies, "Hey, yeah, you're doing a pretty good job. And we couldn't do things without you." He's eating the lollipop as a symbolic gesture to Child Emperor. He's using that to get his strength back. But that's the end of the fight. That was the end of the fight, by the way. Before he left, we get this sorry scene right here where he locks himself in with the monsters, the remaining monsters, so he can go in there and kill all of them. And instead of showing the scene again, you just get this scene right here where you got all this comic book type language coming up, action words telling you everything that's happening behind the doors. You don't get to do that if you don't establish the visceral nature of it beforehand. Otherwise, just doing this right here, it just seems like a sign of laziness. A sign that the studio is just trying to cut corners because they want to cut down on the costs associated with the episode. It doesn't work. More on that in just a moment again. And then we cut over here to some A-class heroes getting ready to fight those captured guards. If you guys remember all the way back in episode 1, please don't go back and watch episode 1. They were captured. They were turned into slaves by this dominatrix type chick back here. If I could find her, whatever her name is. By the way, she's the only a good thing about this entire episode for obvious reasons. Even when she takes her mask off, she looks okay. But T dominates them. They're having trouble fighting. These three having the sassy dude, the one-armed man, are having trouble, and the samurai, they're having trouble fighting them. They're all geared up. They're mind controlled. She's mind controlling them. They're having difficulty, but then that's when the other A-rank hero comes in. He does what they are not willing to do. He basically kills them in one punch. In one punch, he even kills this chick right here. As you can see, he grabs her by the head and he breaks her neck and says, "All monsters must die." And there goes more of that stupid filter. Good Lord. Then we come over here and we see this scene where the three that were fighting all now fight a sassy villain. This guy right here, he's fighting them with the hair. There's more of them. There's more of the filter. There's more of that gaudy filter, that gaudy color filter that we all really love. And I'm saying that with the most dripping of sarcasm. You see all the things right there. And the way you defeat him is you just give him a haircut. That's it. You give him a haircut. They try to have this somber moment right here where they have a flashback where one-armed guy is talking to his sensei, who happens to be Atomic Samurai. And eventually they just keep on going at it and they give him a haircut. Like I said, they give him a haircut and he's defeated. That's it. And then we go here. Next scene, Atomic Samurai gets ready to fight that one samurai that Child Emperor had encountered. This mechanical samurai who says that he can copy and mimic all of Atomic Samurai's moves. Obviously that's not the case, because Atomic Samurai is Atomic Samurai. He's an S-class hero. He finished him off. He tries to get one last strike in by shooting himself because the center is really, really hard. There it is right there. It's a weasel last gasp. Doesn't work. And then he finally runs into this guy right here who in a proper cartoon, this would actually look kind of comedic. Seeing this short, what is it? That guy from not a Ocarina. It is Ocarina of Time. The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. That one little guy. Sorry, my dogs are barking in the back because my wife probably just got up. He looks like that, but it would be funny, but in this particular anime, it's not funny at all. He happens to dodge it. Atomic Samurai interrupts him, and he is able to let the little guy Tadayo escape. And now we're going to have this final show off, and that is the end of the episode. And I'm going to go right all the way back. You notice at the beginning that they didn't have an opening theme or anything like that. They just jumped right into the anime and started showing it. Now, sometimes that works for an anime, other times it don't. In this particular instance, only time this really works is when you have established that your anime is actually a really good anime and it's captured the attention of the audience. The audience is really interested. They want it, and they don't want the episode is absolutely going to be pivotal, and you just want to get right into it and telling the story. It works. But here for One Punch Man season 3, it does not work at all. It makes no sense to put the opening theme at the end of the anime. You should have just went out with the original ending theme, which is not good in and of itself. It's just all of this entire episode was such a letdown. We're right back to what has just marred One Punch Man season 3. I'm going to give this episode a 3 out of 10. It's just complete and utter garbage. Absolute garbage. It's such a letdown. It's such a disappointment. And this is all on JC's staff. But those are my thoughts on the issue. I don't want to end on a sassy man right there. What do you guys think about all of this? Jump down in the comments and let me know what you guys think. And make sure you like, share, subscribe, turn on the post notifications. All that stuff really does help me out. And remember, this is Chris Bolt signing off, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Take it easy.